Some people believe your partner has to be your best friend. What are your thoughts? Do you think that's a necessity for marriage?
Do I think it's a necessity? So I do think that being BFFs are good because you can be yourself. You can be yourself and just be, crazy, cool, sexy, all that stuff. But the problem is somehow being best friends and saying I do, or we're in a committed relationship, there's these new expectations that come with it. Meaning, like a best friend now can't tell their truth because their truth may hurt the person they're with. Where in the past, they could tell their best friend anything and not get judged. So it has to be a maturity in the relationship to say, hey, I need to talk to my friend. Talk to like we do that.
Yeah.
I'll say, hey, I need to talk to my friend because that means I need you to be the friend and not the wife.
Right.
So there are pros and cons. It all is based on maturity. If a person's not mature enough to understand how to be the friend and how to be the wife or the husband, then it could be problems. Now, if you can make it work, that's good.
What are the downsides if you marry someone or you're in a relationship with someone and you're not really great friends? Even if it's just not best friends, but what if you're not friends? If you're not honest with each other and feel safe with each other, what are the risks you run of not being friends with your partner?
You're not going to be. Because if you can't trust that person, with friendship comes trust, right? In a relationship, you trust the person, but you need that friend side of it to kind of help seal the deal, to be able to say, I know you. See, that's like with us, for instance. You know me so well, you know because we were friends, versus the husband, right? And so if a person is not friends, or they can't have that aspect of being friends, their relationship's in trouble. Because how can I be transparent? How can I be authentic? How can I tell my truth to you if you're always looking at me on a certain, pedestal? You're my husband, but but am I your friend? Because sometimes as your friend, you'll be able to speak for me when I can't speak for myself because you know me well enough. Instead of saying, I expected you to do da-da-da-da-da. When you know a person, let's be honest, we all got friends. And our friends are the type of persons that when they're in trouble, we know it.
Yeah.
When they're having a bad day and they're smiling, we know it. When they're going through something and trying to shut us out because they don't want us to pick up on it, maybe be embarrassed. But because we're their friend, they open up. In a relationship, sometimes people are afraid that you're going to judge them, or you won't see me as the king or the man anymore. So he'll talk to somebody else. As I've always said, a man is going to talk to another female. That's just the nature of a man. But you want to be able to, as a woman, create a safe place, which is being a best friend, so he can confide in you, because he's looking for that soft place to land.
So if he doesn't find it with you, eventually he'll find it somewhere. Is that what you're saying?
That is correct.
Not that men just always talk to other women.
No. It's because it's like this. It's how we create. It's how you create it. I mean, let's be honest. You got girlfriends, but there's some things that only I can soothe in your life, or if you were single, a man can soothe because it's a conversation that a woman can't give you. It's like how they say there's certain things a woman can't do or certain things a man can't do. That's true because we don't have the nature of a woman, but we need the nature of a woman. So we can chop it up with our boys all day, but then there's some things the woman can say that make you say, "Oh, that's why she tripped over there." So it's not that I'm talking to you as I want you. Sometimes a man is just talking just for advice on how to handle where he is with another relationship. Maybe he think he's tripping. Maybe his other boys, maybe he's too soft. Maybe he doesn't know what to do. That's kind of where the female comes in and says, okay, so tell me again. But that goes to maturity again. So it's kind of like somebody saying, that's my BFF, but it's not your wife. Could that be a problem?
Yes.
Why? Why do you think that'd be a problem?
Connection, intimacy, safety, and emotional cheating.
But what if it's not none of that? What if it's just a straight up genuine friend?
But if you don't have that with your wife.
So since we're having this conversation, what if they're trying to have it with their wife, but she only wants to see him as the husband? She doesn't understand the importance of having.
Yeah, there's going to be a disconnect.
And that's what we see a lot going on.
And that's my next question for you. If you go back, we both know what it is to be in marriages and relationships where we weren't able we didn't feel safe. Our partner or our spouse wasn't our friend, our best friend. How did you show up in your previous relationships when you didn't feel safe? If you go back in time and you really look at yourself, what if you just had to describe your behavior, your mindset, how did you operate inside of a relationship when you were not great friends or best friends or even friends at all with a spouse or partner?
You just you just have duties. You know, you kind of fall into a role of what's expected of you. And then you never share the struggles you go with. You never share your concerns, your worries, because you don't feel safe to do this. So basically, you go to work, you come home, you pay the bills, you make sure the grass is cut, the trash is taken out, cars are clean. You do all the things the roles that you're expected to play. And then you stay bottled up. And that's how usually someone from the outside comes in, because you got to open up.
What are the other downsides, though, if you're not really great friends with your partner besides cheating or talking to someone else? What do men do when they can't talk to their woman?
They get quiet. They shut down. Men will basically say, you know what? What's the need of me saying anything? And eventually he's going to check out.
What does checking out look like?
Not coming home on your schedule. Your regular schedule starts changing. You know, if you do come home, the conversations are very few. You're in one room, I'm in another. I'm downstairs watching TV, you upstairs on the phone with your girl, whatever it may be. There's not that intimate time together, a bonding. Because what are we bonding with? Friendship is part of a marriage relationship. Bonding is part of being together in intimate conversations. I mean, you and I can go up and play a video game and play our games and just laugh our butts off for hours. And we can lay there and just, do nothing. But there's a friendship.
Yeah.
So it's like most times in a friendship, you want to be around that person. They're not a problem. When the friendship is not there, the person's not attractive. I asked a question like the other night. I asked people, why do you want to be married?
Yeah.
What is your reasons? Most of it is spiritual. If the people say, well, I want to be an adult. I'm a fornicator, so I got to get married. But the reality is, many people don't know why they want to be married. So they get with someone that's not their friend. Because when you meet someone, you should first of all develop a friendship with that person. Do I like you? Like, do I really like being around you? Right? Yeah. Not that you're sexy and you're fine or sex is good. No. Do I like you? And that's important. There's a lot of people that don't like the people that they're with, the person that they're with.
Genuinely like
Genuinely.
Them. Right.
They don't like them. They tolerate them, but they don't really like them. Because guess what? If you like them, you'll want to be around them, right?
So what's your advice for single men and women who want to date to meet a great friend or best friend and want that like we have? How do you date for that? What are you looking for? What does your focus need to be on? What do you need to pay attention to in getting to know people or paying attention when you're dating?
That's easy. That the relationship is organic. That meet someone. So 4 levels to the relationship, right? Dating, exclusive, engaged, and then marriage. When you first meet someone, don't look at them as, this is my husband, this is my wife. Just look at them as a person that I want to get to know. What commonalities do we have in common? Like, what do we have in commonality? Do we have, like with you and I?
Compatibility.
We had a compatibility. We love, both PKs. We love family. We love music. We love getting out and having fun, walks in the park, holding hands. Our love language was the same. So you want to just get to know the person. Some people don't even know some people fall in love, quote unquote, and don't even know the person's favorite color. Don't even know their favorite food. Don't even know their favorite flower. Don't know anything. They just know, oh, I love you. What?
What are the signs in dating and in relationships when you're not being friends? What does that look and feel like?
That looks like a regiment. Meaning, if you're not friends, it's like phone will ring, you'll see her name and go, okay. So what's up, Chief? I call her back. There's no priority when there's no friendship, right?
So friendship equals emotional connection,
without a doubt.
emotional
Yeah.
bonding.
Yeah.
So without it, it's not a priority.
No. When you if you have a friend, right? Time can go by so fast that you don't even realize you've been talking. Like when we first met on our first date, we did like 5 hours there, and it was like it was just 30 minutes. And like, wow, I gotta go. You had to leave. So when there's a friendship involved, time just gets lost. You just find yourself laughing, smiling. You find yourself, just on a high. When the friendship is not there, or there's no commonality, you kind of look at your watch and go, okay. You make up a lie to leave, or you basically start ghosting. That's a good way to look at it too. When people ghost you,
Checking out.
they're checking out. They don't want a friendship. When you ghost someone,
They don't feel that.
No.
So previously, when you've met someone and you are trying to give it a chance, you're trying, but it's not feeling organic. What in your mind do you do when you're still getting to know someone? Because I think sometimes in dating, we can be like trying to give it space to see. But in your experience from dating people that didn't work out, marrying people that didn't work out, and then us, right, as an example, what is that difference in how you feel? Like, how did you feel when you were getting to know me versus when you were dating someone that you ended up, down a road and you shouldn't even have let it get there because it wasn't what it really needed to be? What was your mindset when you were like tolerating it or not feeling it?
So I think for me, when I really be honest, when you're unhealthy emotionally, you don't recognize that you're sick. So you're in a sick relationship, right? When you start getting healed and do the work, what was attractive is no longer attractive. I was codependent, right? So that means I'm a person that's looking to always help someone. So I was looking for the damsel in distress. And so when I started working on me, it wasn't about fixing her. It was more fixing me. So then once you start getting more healed, certain things you can't tolerate anymore because you look like, it's not cute. I don't like that. And then you'll start speaking up. Or I'm glad I spoke of that versus checked out. But sometimes you can stay somewhere just because you're there. And next thing you know, the individual is seeing that you're scared. So they take advantage of you. They take advantage. So it's one of those things where you have to know what you want. Ask yourself, are you healed enough to be in a relationship? And then take it slow. Slow is important because when you take it slow, you'll be able to say, I like that about that person. Or, I don't know about that. Let me give them another opportunity. And then as you get to know the person as a friend, you can ask the hard questions. Why do you do that? Like when you say that, it makes me feel a certain way. Because a true friend doesn't want to hurt the friend, right? So to me, when you have a relationship that there is no friendship, there is no relationship.
So if someone is getting to know someone and they don't feel that organic connection, that energy, or let's just say they're showing up as an open book, but they're meeting like resistance, or someone's kind of more closed off, or the conversations don't just flow because you're sharing, but then you're not getting that back. I think sometimes people struggle with knowing when to keep trying or when to let go, the timing of things. What do you think about that?
Okay. You said one comes as an open book.
Yeah, like just say you're showing up as an open book, you're sharing, you're being yourself, and you're asking questions, but you're meeting
but you said a
closed
key.
off.
But you said a key. You're being yourself. Everybody's not open. Some people are private. Some people are have been hurt to the point they're not going to just come out and be an open book and give you a gun to shoot them with. So they're vetting you in their own way. See, just because you're an open book doesn't mean that everybody else is. But over time, getting to know that person's personality, getting to know how their demeanor is, then slowly they open up. When you met me, I wasn't an open book. I was kind of reserved because of hurt. I mean, you saw parts of me. Quit playing.
You think of yourself as reserved, but you weren't that.
You know what I mean?
reserved,
But just because a person is
you
not,
gave me definitely enough that I stayed engaged.
but that's the key.
Kept
But
moving.
see, you said I gave you enough, but for somebody else, it may not have been enough. It's all based on the person who is in the relationship. What are they looking for? How long are they willing to invest in a person to take the time to really get to know them? Because again, they may be on a timeline. Oh, my egg's about to get old, girl. I got to have some children. So they're trying to get married next week, right?
So no time for him to process and begin to trust or heal his trust issues with you.
Yeah, correct.
Now that's it. That leads to another question. I know this is, we're still in the friendship topic, but can you heal someone?
No.
So when you do meet a wonderful person and they've got trust issues and they're scared and they're closed off, there's nothing you can really do except to encourage healing in that person. You can't heal them.
So, two things I would say. Number one, if you are mature enough and have an understanding to recognize, is he playing me or is this person really damaged and taking it slow because they're scared, right? And then you got to ask the question, is this person worth me waiting for, right? When I say waiting for, meaning for them to get their work done on themselves or to come open to, to heal. We live in a time right now where people don't have patience. They're not willing to wait. It's next person up. I'm not waiting for you. And timing is everything. You know that in a relationship, timing. How many times have we missed it with time in our lives? You got with someone else who might have been a good person, but it wasn't time for us to be with them, or we should have been with them because they were not good for us. So timing is important. Patience is important. I mean, I would love it had you came totally ready to go and I was ready to go and we had this perfect. No, we got to our happiness now by working through our ish when we were, when we met. And I know I still go to my session. You still go to yours. We still work because, it's you work on yourself for yourself and the relationship benefits from it. So when you meet somebody because there's a lot.
And I think that there's one thing to also make really clear too, is that you can't be the only one in it working. And someone still has to be in love with you and be committed to you while you are encouraging them to do the work and they're doing the work. Because I think sometimes people with big hearts like you and I know previously, as healers, as empaths, as, people who have really big hearts, we've taken on hurt people almost like projects. And then they don't really love us enough, or we're in it, trying to help someone. But in reality, what makes it worth the wait is that there's love, genuine love. Because I want to be clear, because I know a lot of men and women, good-hearted men and women, will literally, find someone they're crazy about and they're toxic and they're hurting and now they're sitting around getting beat up and abused, and the person's not really doing their work, or this person doesn't really love them, and it's got to be clear that that's got to be reciprocated. It's got to be mutual.
So let me ask this question. Define love.
Define love?
Yeah, because you said a person has to love the person. So what does love mean? Because people say it all the time, I love you, but their actions say otherwise. So
patience, respect, compassion, understanding. Yeah.
What else?
But what I'm saying is that one of the things that I think that I see a lot in this modern dating and modern marriages is that people are unequally yoked. That just because you love someone and you're encouraging them to heal, if they don't love you and they're doing their work for themselves and they love you, they've got to be just as much invested in the relationship.
I agree. I totally agree.
Because I think just big-hearted, loving people get lost.
Because the reason why I asked the question about love, right? I think the word love is being thrown around so much and has been thrown around so much that the true understanding of what love is has lost its savor, right? I think that love, true, genuine love, has to be tested in order to be proven it's love. There's a lot of infatuation, right?
Lust.
And lust, but very little love. And of course, I'm a pastor, so I can say it, but when you look at that one scripture, for God so loved the world that he gave his only. Now, it's not so much about what he gave, but the depths of what it means. He was so in love with something that wasn't lovable that he gave his best, his only. And so if you really love someone, you're willing to give, even down to your last. It didn't say the world so loved him, right? He so loved the world. And I think a lot of times we love based on experience. We love based on fantasy. We love based on 365, the show on Netflix. But true love has to be tested. And so how can you say you're in love with someone that hasn't been a test? Right? I think you can be infatuated again. I think you can have and then let's be honest, a lot of people are loving broken. So are you really loving? Are you really loving someone when you're broken yourself? Or are you just doing enough and calling it love because it seems to be what, the thing to do? It's like watching because you love your chick flicks. I'm sitting here watching these movies, you're like, oh God. And she says, I love you. He goes, there's the L word. You said it. You said it first. Now I'm obligated to say it back, or I'm not invested, right? But that's television. Should I say I love you if I'm not invested? Should my actions show that I love you? And I think with friendships, people come in with lust and they never build a friendship, because if you build a friendship, love comes with the friendship. My friend Ronald passed in August, and we've been friends for a long time. And you don't realize how much you are friends with someone, how much you love someone until they're gone. There's a lot of people in relationships who have lost someone that they thought was just a bad husband, a bad wife, only to find out that they were their friend because a void is left. So I think when you truly form a friendship before it becomes a relationship, see, there's ship in both of them, friendship, relationship, but they're both related. I think you got to start with a friendship as the foundation of your relationship. And then you have a partnership. You see what I'm saying? So I think if I would put it in 3 stages, you got a friendship, which is just a foundation. I get to know you. I know how you tick. I know what makes you happy. Then as we've become a form of friendship, that friendship turns to a relationship. And now, you can count on me to be there for you. And if we decide to take that next step, now we become a partnership. And now we are dedicated to the cause as partners. What hurts you hurts me. And I think if we do it like that, then we'll see successful relationships. That was deep. Boy, you bad boy. God, you good.
Okay.